Everyone, this is Donna McDonald, your National Executive Director, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you so much for joining us on this call, and it is my privilege to introduce Senior Director, Carolyn Rasmussen, and Carolyn will be our guest speaker today. So Carolyn, I know that you're going to be picking the brains of all of us here, so let me turn it right over to you.
Thank you, Donna. Yes, tonight I want to discuss what makes Pampered Chef special and what we have to offer. Times are a little crazy and we have so much to be thankful for, and we can really spread that around. So I want to start this off with a little bit of brainstorming, and I want to ask y'all to unmute yourself when you have an answer and then mute yourself back. But let's think about what makes Pampered Chef unique over other companies that are out there.
I can definitely attest to that. Ever since I've started it 2 years ago, what has impressed me the most about this company is the integrity that they have and how transparent they are from top to bottom. You go to a national conference or you go to any kind of function or even just online, and home office makes you feel just like one of them. And through all of this with what's going on, they've been very transparent, they've been very helpful and very reassuring in offering us things that we can do to keep our business going and keep a positive attitude. So I think their integrity to me has always been what separates Pampered Chef from most other companies that I've ever worked for or been around. So that's
excellent. Thank you, Karen. What else?
Carolyn, it's Kathy.
Yes.
I remember, back in 2008, going through, obviously not nearly as severe, but something similar, and just how recession-proof we can be. Because when things are great, we're focused on entertaining items, and when things, like right now, everyone's at home. How often are people cooking at home 3 meals a day, 7 days a week? Do they have what they need? So
exactly. Recession-proof. I love that one. Anybody else have any ideas? Okay.
Well, a bag doesn't teach you how to eat or help you prepare a meal. Nothing against other companies, but nails and bags and all those things, they are not necessarily things that help us in a time like this. But I'm sorry, just one moment.
real life, isn't it?
Yeah. So anyways, but we just have something very unique to offer that is, selling products and helping them that way, but offering knowledge. And that is a really wonderful thing that so many don't know. When I got started 9 years ago, I couldn't cook. So knowledge of how to cook is incredibly valuable. And, if you know how to cook, you may take it for granted, but so many people don't.
Exactly. Anybody else? Yes, Amy.
I think we can offer connection of family in a way that a lot of companies can't. And food builds that connection, and we know how, and it pretty much sums up what a lot of people have already said. But, this is a time where we're really craving that connection of being with people, and we naturally want to do it around a meal. And our company has that at the very heart of it, is that connection.
Awesome. Awesome. One other one that I thought of that maybe a little bit more obscure, but we're multi-generational. We can help those who are empty nesters or even elderly that are cooking for one. We have products that help them if they can't lift up something heavy, or if they only have a microwave or anything like that, or it's boring to cook a big meal for one person. all the way down to helping kids learn to cook, which is a passion of mine. I've got 2 teenagers and both of them cook, and one of them drives me crazy because he's always inventing things to cook. So, but that also plays into the entertainment value, because how many of y'all are stuck at home with kids because they're schooled out, and you're trying to figure out how to keep them off electronics all day long? We can teach them to cook, and that something that came up in one of the director meetings is that does math, right? Fractions and counting and reading directions and following a recipe. That's a pretty big skill that they're not going to get at school. So we also have a multi-generational opportunity, right? Because we can hit everybody. So that is really awesome, guys. And I want us to really focus on what we have to offer when we're going through this, because we want to be out there. We want to be of service to people. We don't want to take advantage of people. We want to help them, right? There's been stories on the news of all kinds of acts of kindness. And so I want to be part of that. I want to help people. So tonight we're going to kind of talk together about, we've got all these opportunities. How can we put them together and help people? So first of all, I was talking to someone else who's in another direct sales company, and she was running an online party, but she is one of the few in her whole company that does virtual parties. 87%, she said, of her company is in-home parties. Now, guys, we have long breached this virtual party thing, and is everybody on here a virtual consultant at least a little bit? Okay. That's remarkable. Okay, so we have this down, and we're not trying to learn something. Her whole company is trying to learn virtual parties. So we've got virtual parties, and we are here to help you guys. The directors are getting together and doing all kinds of things. We've got the directors doing videos. I just finished mine on the popcorn maker, and I'm going to post that. Donna, where are we putting those videos? I forgot where they're going to tell everybody that they're going to be able to find them.
Well, they'll be in the director page, and then the directors will choose where they want them posted. Okay, so look for your directors, but we're going to compile all kinds of different videos for you guys to use in your virtual parties. And we've got just all kinds of things that we're working together. And have you guys seen, there's been posts all over the place, and I've seen like several different kinds of posts from people. The one that makes me laugh is the introvert extrovert post. Have y'all seen that? No, y'all haven't seen that? The introverts are all happy because they're at home and it's quiet, and the extroverts are going crazy because they can't talk to anybody, right? And I got to thinking, because I'm an extrovert, big surprise, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything. In fact, I think I'd like to have some time to go and get in the quiet. So we get to offer entertainment, okay, which is so important during this time, right? We get to offer entertainment with our virtual parties where they can actually socialize without spreading germs, okay? Another thing is, like I talked about the kids, and I've seen a few people posting, they're going to start a virtual group on a kids cooking class, and 30 minutes every day, they're going to come on live and teach the kids something. So how cool would that be if you do have kids, get them involved, because kids love to watch other kids, right? So then you get killing 2 birds with 1 stone, because now you're entertaining your kids and you're entertaining other people's kids, right? So that was another thing that I saw. There are people that are just worried about learning to cook, like Crystal touched on. And we can absolutely offer simple recipes. So one thing I would encourage you to do is, and I made a quick video the other day, like I said, my son likes to invent things. So I said, okay, this is what we got in the fridge, what are you gonna make? And so he came up with something, and then I took pictures of it, and I made a quick video put together, because it's too noisy in my house right now to videotape with everybody talking and running around. But I did the quick video of something he invented. And it's just stuff out of our freezer. So what if you started doing videos of digging through your freezer, or just putting on the table, hey, I've got this in my freezer and this is what I'm making, to encourage people to do this. So you can put it on your regular Facebook page, right?
So those are kind of the things I thought of. I want to open it up to y'all. What are you doing, or what thoughts do you have on things you can offer to help people be comforted during this time and maybe calm the storm?
Not everybody at once.
Yeah, exactly.
I did just go live on my personal party and just ask, like, hey guys, what challenges are you having this week? You know, how can I help you? Let me know what's in your pantry. I will tell you what you can make with those ingredients. And someone literally said pineapple chunks, spaghetti sauce, diced tomatoes, and ranch beans. I was like, oh yeah. Okay. So we like talked through some things, but I'm just like, so y'all let me know. And we did talk about some recipes. Some people were satisfied. I'm gonna have to work on that 4 ingredient list. I was like, you're gonna need some carbs in there, some zucchini, some cauliflower. You got any of those? So anyway,
Elena, it's like your own episode of Chopped. You know?
it was pressure.
But I love that, Elena. And Amy, that you can make it fun by calling it Chopped. You can even make the post saying, hey, let's do our own thing of Chopped. What do you have in your pantry? And how can I help you make something out of it? So I think that would be fun. What a great idea.
Well, I was going to share, I went live this afternoon. You guys, I had frozen chicken breast in my freezer, and I had not thought about dinner. I've been gone all day, came back from Wilmington, and I was like, oh, I have salsa, Southwestern seasoning, and this chicken breast. And I was like, let's do quick salsa chicken tonight. And I decided to go live because I already knew with the 3 ingredients what we were going to have for dinner. But there are people that are home and they're like, they probably have food and they have no idea what they're going to do. So I went live and just said, I don't care what you've got in your house. I don't care if you've got Pyrex, Rachel Ray, it doesn't matter. If you're struggling with, I've got these tools and this food, let's figure it out. And I don't care whether they have Pampered Chef or not. I just want to help them put something together that they can have a meal and feel good about it. So who knows what's going to come out of it? I might get something challenged like spaghetti sauce and pineapple chunks, and then we can make a new recipe, but it'll be fun. We'll get it figured out.
So I went into my party, and because you've all been to the grocery store and you know that meat is a major commodity. So there's a Pampered Chef recipe. It's a Southwestern cod with salsa. And people freak out about cooking fish because it turns out dry. And so I showed them how to make this recipe, and you can cut them so the kids think that they're chicken, that they're fish nuggets, however you want to do it. But, I did the magic of television where I had one plate done and showed them in the cast iron skillet. Of course, just like Amy's saying, I didn't talk so much about product. I just said, if anything that interests you or you'd like to see this recipe, I'll post my website with it. So again, fish is something that people don't know how to cook. And, we may get to the point where everyone's like, my husband is just eating fish. So you're good now, buy your fish.
One of the things I'm doing, and I don't know if this is going to work, it's too early to tell, but I'm actually asking people if they want to join a recipe event, just a quick recipe exchange. What are some of your favorites? Again, not highlighting products, just talking about recipes, sharing them. Some are slow cookers, some are one pot, some are just, super easy, healthy, and cheaper. Just a recipe exchange and see what happens.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of, Amy, I saw your video and I was, that's really nice that you can connect to people like that. And that's what we need right now, is that relationship and that connection to people to understand what they're going through, because a lot of us are going through it. So yeah, I love that, Amy. And I'm just going out and telling everybody, come to my business page, posting it on my personal page and giving my link to my business page to like my page, that I'm going to start doing recipes and ideas for meals, whatever it is, whether it's healthy, one pot meals, on the grill, whatever, and just kind of do a theme every day and post some recipes. And stuff like that. But
Exactly. So I'm hearing a theme. I think what we're hearing is that we really need to up our online game with recipes to help people. And it really does come down to relationships. If you guys did not get on the call last night with Carrie Pillow, I highly encourage you to get that link and get on there. She really highlights relationships and what that has done to her business and how she has made that work. But one thing I want to say, let's transition this into, because, you know, we do want to make an income. We are here to work. So if we're going to do recipes and stuff, how are we also going to transition into booking some parties? Because even with things going on, people are booking parties. I know a lot of people have really booked a ton of parties this week. Again, that kind of goes into the entertainment value, right? People are stuck at home with their kids. They can't really talk on the phone. They can't go anywhere. But an online party where there's no audio, so the kids screaming in the background doesn't make a difference and they can pop in and out, really, really is a service, because the host can get products. What if she never really cooked at home and she doesn't have the products she needs to cook, or she never really thought about it and she wants to hang out with her friends and she can't do that? So that's a transition. Does anybody have anything that's working for them on booking parties this week? Yeah, Lori?
I'll say something that happened to me last night. So I think it's important that as we're out and about, I know we're supposed to kind of be staying home, but we still have to get out and about some. So I had to go to the grocery store yesterday to get a few things, and I was just listening, you know, you're just listening to people around you. And then two ladies came up right beside me, and one lady said, "What do you think?" She goes, "I need an air fryer," like just out of the blue. Like it must have been the Lord just dumping that in my lap, right? And I'm like, "I know where you can get an air fryer." And she goes, "You do?" And I'm like, "Yes." And so I told her I did Pampered Chef, and she goes, "Well, how much is it?" And I told her, and I said, "But I can help you get it." And then I told her the price she could get it for, and she was like, "Oh, really?" And she looks at her friend, she goes, "Did you hear that?" And she right then and there wrote down all of her information and gave it to me. So if you're just listening to what's going on around you, you'll hear what their needs are, like where they're at or what they're thinking, if they've got little kids or whatever. I just think we just need to pay attention.
Awesome. And I'll refer back to Carrie Pillow. Go listen to her video. She has some really great ideas on where to look to book some more parties. And I'm definitely going to take some of her tips because I hadn't thought about some of those. Anybody else have any things that are working on booking parties this week? Okay, well, we will move on. I know everybody just keep focused on booking parties, though. Don't think that that's not of service. Okay, that definitely is of service. One thing I want to, we'll talk about recruiting here in a second. Of course, we didn't go to church on Sunday because our church was closed and we had an online service. But the pastor that we had did his sermon on behind closed doors. And so I kind of want to touch on that a little bit. This kind of goes, it wrapped in some of the stuff we've already talked about, but you know, everybody gets frantic about being behind closed doors, but what if we spin it at the advantages of being behind closed doors? Okay, so, and that plays exactly into our business, right? Teaching, like I said, teaching the kids to cook, and family movie night, and reading books together, and everything else. And I think if we keep front of mind behind closed doors theory on what we can do behind closed doors instead of what we can't do because we are behind closed doors, I think a whole bunch of ideas will pop in our head. Just sit and meditate on that idea for a little bit and see what you can do with that. You know, I'm obviously a very spiritual person, and Carrie spoke to me in her prayer life and what she talked about. So I do encourage you, if you are someone who prays, to pray for your business like she said, but pray for how you can help others. This is a serious situation and people are worried. I think it does merit a certain amount of kindness and leeway because everybody's going to react differently to it. Some are going to be more freaked out than others. Others are going to be disappointed. I have a senior in high school. And so we're having, and I know Elena does too, and we're trying to deal with prom might be canceled, and then The other question is, are we really going to have graduation, or is he not going to get to cross the stage? So everybody's going to be dealing with this differently. So let's have a little bit of compassion and a little bit of leeway for each other, but let's spin it positive. And I think if we stay on the positive, I think we'll come out on the other side. Okay. So with that, does anybody have any concerns or worries that is heavy on their heart, that you got national directors, you got advanced directors, senior directors, executive directors on this call? If there's anything that's been really worrying you, I want to take just a minute here and let's address them and see if we can't help you with that. Everybody okay? Well, that's awesome. If everybody feels good about that, then I'm super excited. I just didn't want to pass this opportunity up. If anybody is worried about something, I wanted to make that option there. Okay, so business opportunity. Guys, there are people who their jobs are in question or they're on furlough or anything else, and we have a $19.80 kit. Holy cow, how things work together is absolutely amazing, right? Just about anybody can scrape together 20 bucks to make this happen. And they can get started immediately and have a paycheck by April 7th, right? So you need to be screaming from the rooftops to everybody you know, anybody who will listen, that we have this awesome opportunity. It blesses people day in and day out. And again, it's a blessing, right? So why would you want to keep this to yourself? So let's be screaming that everywhere. Think about anybody you know who's in the travel industry, anybody you know who's in the restaurant industry, any other industry that you can think of that's going through hard times. This is something they could do in the meantime. The teachers are home, right? So let's express to everybody that we have this amazing $19.80 kit. To help with that, tomorrow night is our PC Your Way night. So you should be inviting a ton of people to that event. That's the Facebook event at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And the director team, the executives and everybody have talked, and they're going to give away 4 of those $19.80 kits in the raffle. Okay, so who wouldn't want a free opportunity to join the business? So get them on that call and see if you can't grow your team by blessing this with others. And I want to, what was I gonna say? Oh, I want to give you guys, if there's nothing else, let me ask any other questions from anybody, any other things you want to add to what I've said? Okay, so here's my call to action to you. I have 2, and I got to figure out where I wrote those down. I know I wrote them down somewhere.
Lay down.
I was gonna, 1, I challenge you to make at least 10 contacts a day. Okay, that's minimum. Go for 25. Okay, but 10 contacts a day for booking parties. Now, I'm a big proponent of doing a mind dump at night. Okay, I've moved to my little daily planner, and I dump the next day. I'll be doing it after this call on all my tasks, so I know what I'm doing. And I'm going to be writing down who those 10 plus people are that I'm going to contact, because if I have them written down, I'm a lot less likely to put it off. Okay, because I won't have to sit there and think about it. Okay, so make at least 10 contacts, maybe 25 contacts a day on booking parties. Number 2, I challenge you to invite 5 people to that opportunity event tomorrow night. Okay, get 5 people on the opportunity event and jump on yourself. You can be there to welcome them. And let's see if we can't rock out the end of March and really bless some people with this awesome opportunity and this awesome experience. And who knows, on this other side, we might come out with some people who actually have changed over and they cook more than they go out. I mean, this is a shift. This is going to be a huge shift for a lot of people's habits. And I think we can be there at the forefront and help them and give them encouragement and just be their support for it. I think that was it. Donna, you're still on mute.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. Does anyone have any comments or questions or concerns at this point? All right, you know what, and remember what we were talking about, you know, just get out there and offer value. Don't take yourself too serious. Don't try to be perfect when you go live. You know, we always say that, you know, we're pampered, we're not perfect. Just show people that, you know what, anyone can do this. And it really is true, is that cooking, you know, people just freak out about cooking. So just make it easy. And when you make mistakes, it just humanizes us. So again, just what Carolyn said, tomorrow night is a great opportunity. $19.80 could change someone's life. And go listen to that recording if you don't believe what we just told you. So you'll be awestruck by how awesome that this woman turned her life around because of Pamper Chef. So thank you, Carolyn. I really appreciate you doing the call. It was a great call. And everyone, be safe. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.